the bottom of Luzerne, and you get all the way up the hill, and it's a hike, man.
I used to live on Bennett Street.
Oh, really?
I lived right across the street from M&T Bank.
Okay,
Somebody stole the wheel off of my fucking Honda 2 years ago.
Oh, that's
on Thanksgiving morning.
Oh.
I'm looking out the window, go to start the car up in the middle of the winter. I'm like, I got a fucking flat tire. So I go outside. I'm like, no flat tire. There's just no tire.
That's horrible.
They took the tire off it. They left it on the ground.
Just one?
Just one. The balls to do that on that street, too, in the middle of the night. They must have just needed it. Or they got
needed a tire one day. I was like,
absolutely insane. It cost me $5,000 to get fixed.
That's shitty.
Thank God I have insurance for that.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, a guy came out of the bank, hit my car 3 times, my parked car.
3 times like at once?
He got pulled. So supposedly he got cut off, which happened. He got cut off, hit my car once. But then he backed out, hit it again, backed out, hit it again, and finally his wheel fell off the car.
That's impressive. That's awesome.
Insurance calls me. He's like, oh, so right now it's not his. I go, whose fucking fault is it? It's not mine. I was sleeping.
Your poor car was just sitting there chilling.
He destroyed my car.
Yeah.
Destroyed my car. Yeah. So I had to get rid of that, and then I had to trade it in for another Honda Civic. Cost me more money.
Ugh.
Another extra $100 a month for a lease payment.
Damn.
And there's no sunroof.
Oh, that's the worst. I just got a car with a sunroof. Sunroofs are important.
I'm still going through. I'm starting to go. I went through sunroof withdrawal when I got the car a year and a half ago. But it's been winter time now, but now I'm starting to feel it now.
When the sun comes off, you want that roof.
Anyways,
I get it.
hit my car 3 times. All right, we're ready to rock and roll? All right, brother. Looking for the perfect grooming experience for your pup? Welcome to Carley's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming, located at 8 North Main Street in Pittston. We offer boutique-style grooming with a focus on quality over quantity. Your furry friend will enjoy a cage-free, stress-free environment where they will feel comfortable and pampered. At Carley's, we make sure every dog leaves feeling and looking like royalty. Call 541-410-9582 or stop in today to book your appointment at Carley's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming. Genoa Wholesale Foods, supplying quality since 1947. For over 75 years, Genoa Wholesale Foods has been your trusted partner for premium food supplies. Specializing in services to pizzerias, Genoa also caters to restaurants, bakeries, delis, and bars throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. They proudly offer a blend of both private label and national brands, helping you find the perfect products to meet your restaurant needs. With local deliveries and the care of a family-owned business, they are committed to making your success their priority. Choose Genoa Wholesale Foods for reliable, top-quality restaurant supplies that keep your business running smoothly. Genoa Wholesale Foods, locally owned and operated for 3 generations. Call Genoa today at 570-823-6142 or visit them online at www.genoafoods.com. Welcome to Food Fight. I'm your host, Brian DiMattei. I'm here in the Conversion Works studio with my guest, Albert Martino from NortheastSnacks.com. I wanted to say Alberto. Would that be wrong if I said Alberto?
I guess technically not, no. Yeah.
Just wanted to say it. It was trying to roll off my tongue.
Yeah, I get it.
But Albert's here for NortheastSnacks.com.
Yeah.
He does the whole country. Do you ship outside the country?
We do, in the sense of like APL boxes, so armed forces.
Okay.
We do ship out of the country to them. Anyone else, it's not really, it costs 2 times more than the chips actually cost, and they probably will get broken in 20 days in transit.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is Albert supplies the whole country and our troops Middleswarth potato chips, tasty cakes, tomatoes, Carmella's tomato sauce. You shipping that too?
We do ship that. We entered it in about December last year. People really like it so far. It's been really well for us.
We got the Carmella sauce.
It's so good.
Homemade in Dunmore, PA, a taste of Bunker Hill.
Great people.
Follow them on their Facebook page. I think they have a TikTok page as well.
Yeah, they
absolutely
do a lot of good
great.
stuff.
Yeah, they're on the Food Fight podcast last year.
Nice.
Talk all about it.
Good company.
It was really, really great. We got Pittston ketchup, which I told you when you came in, I never tried before.
You have to try it.
Do they have a storefront in Pittston?
They don't. I think they're just in retailers for now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. You said it's completely different than
completely different than any.
Our PA are also another PA brand, Heinz ketchup.
Right. Not to chalk trash another PA brand, but it's just completely different.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm looking. May I bring one of those bottles home with me and try it out?
Definitely. Let me know
I got some tater tots to put in the air fryer later.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you think. Because it's definitely it's a much thicker consistency and it's much spicier and not as sweet and vinegary, if that makes sense. The first thing you notice is you see the tomato and it's not just like a weird red.
I'm definitely looking forward. You can tell that it's
really good. Like I never really thought I'd be a ketchup fan, but once you have it, it kind of makes sense of like, okay, it's good ketchup. They did a good job with
there's just simple ingredients in there, which I like about that. It's very nice. Yeah, good stuff. We also have, I see crimpets. I see crimpets over there. Yeah. Tasty cakes.
The beloved tasty cake.
So me and my buddy Mike we did 2 episodes of Foods of PA. I
saw that. Those were cool.
And the tasty cakes that was huge. Yeah. I mean, the history of tasty cakes, how much smaller they are now. You noticed that too, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. They're so much smaller.
All of our brands, most of our brands did that last couple of years.
Do you by any chance have any, I love to probably flashback 30 years sitting at my grandmother's eating crimpets. They're wondering what the package said as far as the size of them and everything like that, because they were significantly bigger.
Yeah, they definitely were.
And now they're significantly smaller.
Now there's these little
things. They cost a little bit more money.
They definitely cost a lot more now. That's for sure.
I do. What's your favorite tasty cake?
Candy cakes.
Yeah, they're really
good. Only like the peanut butter and the chocolate. The middle part is not as good, and I kind of like most people eats around it.
You eat around the cake part inside there?
Yeah, you have to with those. I feel like
there was a lot of places like to recreate that as a dessert.
Yeah.
Big cakes. The only one I can really think of off the top of my head that I actually had was the dessert place inside the Mohegan Sun Casino. They do like desserts in there are pretty good.
Yeah.
It was just a big cake, and you cut into it, it's exactly that cupcake.
That sounds delicious.
But too much cake though, you wouldn't enjoy it.
Okay, yeah.
Too much cake.
I just like chocolate peanut butter. Anything chocolate peanut butter, I guess that's my weakness. So just put that in anything.
Which is peanut butter cups.
So good. One of my favorites.
Imagine, so they put chips in the middle of those. Imagine some Middleswarth.
I've had those, yeah.
Speaking of Middleswarth, what's going on with that vest you're wearing? I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's very unique. Every year we do a Middleswarth potato chip eating contest. We kind of hosted it at different locations throughout the years. And the first year we did it, every year we try and donate the proceeds to a local charity, so it's not just complete gluttony and eating food. So we try and do a little bit of good with it and kind of kick back a little bit. And the first year we did, it was called Camp Koala, which is a grief camp for children. Okay. It's out in like Mifflinburg, kind of like Central PA. And the woman who runs it, very nice woman, her name is Lisa. She happened to be a costume designer at a local college or something. And she did the theater of the costumes. So on the day of the contest, she showed up with this custom-made vest. She said she looked at me, said she guessed my height and weight, and just kind of made it out of bags that she collected. She ate the bags, collected it, and then sewed it all together by hand on this vest.
So those are bags.
They are real bags.
I'm staring at them. I'm like, they print out their bags. These
awesome. They're real bags.
Does it crinkle like bags? Like you hear it?
Oh, you can. Yeah, it's so loud. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's loud.
Are there any chips left in there?
There are no chips left.
There's 1,000. How many chips are in this bag?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
If you had to guess,
about 1,000 maybe. I'd say.
Could be 1,000, could be 2.
Yeah.
It could be broken in half.
Let's count them.
Know, right? What's your I mean, this is a stupid question. I already asked it. Asked it, though. Are Middleswarth your favorite chips? Are they number 1 Middleswarth potato chips?
They were. I once you get so used to something for so long, my life I stared at these things for 10 years.
Okay.
40 hours a week, so it becomes a little bit of like,
I get that.
It's like looking at a rock at some point. It's just not really appetizing. So at some point, you just kind of try different things. I do eat them occasionally, but I'm a big fan of like the Weiss, those golden honey barbecue. I guess I've gotten more into honey barbecue the last year or two.
Good.
Like even like the hers, like those Ridge honey barbecues. We do sell hers also. And I do like the honey barbecue they have. So it's a little bit has that sweeter, that tang, and a little bit like crunchier in a way.
We got hers, Wise. And there's the other brand for the big PA chips. Hers, Wise, and Utz.
Yeah.
And we didn't when we were scoring the potato chips and the foods of PA. We did Wise first, but we took off the top, and they were small, they were broken up, but they were really salty. They were great.
Yeah.
Wise regular potato chips.
Yeah.
Then we tasted Utz. Then we did the Hers brand. They're like, let's go back. We scored them on different levels. The way they look, the way they taste, the saltiness, the crunchiness, and something else, right?
All the important stuff.
Yeah, we're like, I don't think we gave Wise a fair shot. Let's dump it from the bottom, in the middle of the bag. We dumped them out. They were all perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
So that raised their score, which made them the winner.
Nice.
Yeah. Wise potato. But the golden ones.
Those are so good.
I like the Utz. I like the Rip. I like anything with ripples.
I'm the same way. It's that texture, the thicker chip and technically a different texture.
We were just talking about the Ruffles.
Yes.
Ruffles, the regular Ruffles, then the cheddar and sour
cheddar
cream.
And sour cream, yeah.
But also, if you want to spend half the money, you get Aldi's brand, the Clancy brand.
I've had Clancy, never the chips. I've had their the pretzel crisps. Yeah. Those are so good. I've been getting into those recently.
But then pretzel crisp, kind of like
those little thin things.
I would like you ever have flip sides?
No.
It's cracker and pretzel on. It's a crack. I think I'm saying it right. I think it's called a flip side.
That sounds.
It's a cracker and a pretzel on the same. So like one side's a cracker, one side's a pretzel.
That could be good.
Yeah,
I like both of
good.
those things.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
It is definitely quite good. But Clancy brands, the sour cream and onion. Yeah, no sour cream and cheddar.
Okay, yeah.
Just like the Ruffles.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll have to try them.
Let's shift gears for one quick. You also own a company called Pocono Chocolate Company.
Pocono Chocolate. Yeah, that's
Tell
our
us
in-house.
tell us a little bit about that, please.
That's we developed it probably about 7 or 8 years ago as an in-house brand. I've always been into sweets and chocolates and stuff, so I kind of just wanted to give ourselves like our own brand that we can kind of build into boxes. You know, we've had kind of a little bit of leverage. We have a marketing angle with the bigger names and the chips, so we kind of built that as kind of like use that as our in, and kind of put it in with different packages throughout the years, and we've kind of built a little brand with it through there. We sell a lot of it at festivals throughout the years, especially in the spring and summertime coming up now. We're getting into festival season. So just a fun project we've had. We do make a couple different flavors. We've had bars. We did Middleswarth chocolate dip chips one year for Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Those are really good. Yeah. We actually use the rippled one for them too. So Middleswarth does make a rippled like a party style. So we use those. So it was a little bit better.
Middleswarth makes ripple chips.
They do.
I've never seen them before.
It's the party style. They call it party style for whatever reason. It's rippled.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I ever really see the party style bag in stores anymore.
I've never seen them.
No, it used to be like a brown bag with like confetti on it, and I don't think I see that
I've
anymore.
never seen them before.
That's a good question.
Ripple? They're regular chips, but they're rippled?
They make them in plain and barbecue, yeah.
I got to find those.
Yeah.
Can I order them online?
We don't sell them typically. We have throughout the years, but yeah, that's a good question.
I got to try them out.
Yeah.
I got to try them out. I want to circle back real fast to the potato chip eating contests.
Right.
You just did that.
It's the
When did you do the last one?
Saturday after Thanksgiving every year.
There was a reason why I couldn't get there. I was going to come enter it, but it was I don't know if I had a jiu-jitsu tournament or something going on that day, but
Yeah, we do it every year.
I would love to do the next one.
Next year will be our 10th one, so
Love
it's going
to
to
do the
be.
next one.
I'm going to try and do something big for it, and make it a lot of fun.
I want to do a pizza eating contest.
That'd be fun.
Or like a food fight festival and get like all the pizza of any NEPA pizza festival.
Yeah, that'd be
Kind of
awesome.
like what they did like the One Bite festival.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Over in New York. They had a bunch of people come in, 300-400 people. I mean, not gonna have that many, but I would like to, like you say, it's festival season. I went to a lot of festivals last year.
Yeah.
Hung out with Pat from Carmella Sauces at the Kapasi Festival.
They're everywhere. He's such a hustler.
Until the rain took over the festival.
Yeah.
It was it.
That's the hardest part about festivals, especially in this area where it could be beautiful days and you get a lot of people, where it could be raining.
I also met Mrs. Fritz that day.
Oh yeah,
Mrs. Fritz homemade.
the pierogies and everything.
The
the cookies.
pierogies and probably the best pickles I ever had.
Really, I've never had her pickles.
Yeah, the pickles were really, really good. Met her. She was great.
Nice.
She was a guest on the show as well.
Yeah.
She brought 4 big tubs of pierogies.
Oh.
There was more butter than there was pierogi.
Oh, geez, that's
And it
delicious.
ruined the tablecloth, but it was worth
Totally
it was worth every bite. And guess who brought most of them home? I had to bring them all home. So I had pierogies for a week.
That's awesome.
I would just sit there with a big bin and just eat them out of there with my hand. I'm like, what am I doing?
Pierogies for every
What am
meal.
I doing?
Yeah.
I left butter for a year in there.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
Who won the potato chip contest? Was it weight out?
We
Did you do it by weight?
Yeah,
How'd
everyone
that work?
starts with, since we give everyone a weekender bag, we give everyone's 5-minute timer. Most people don't really make it through a weekender bag. Everyone walks up to the table like, oh, I'm going to crush this. I can't wait. So you see a look of modesty come on people's faces as they go. We weigh whatever's left of it so that way we know how much you ate. The winner, I think our record is about 16 ounces, which right now is roughly 2 weekender bags. At the time, they actually kind of shrunk down in size a little bit. I think now they're down to like 8 ounces, or at the time it might have been like 12 ounces. So the bag size has kind of shifted a little bit, but the record is about 16 ounces in 5 minutes.
How much time do they have for that?
5 minutes.
Somebody ate 2 of these in 5 minutes?
Roughly, a little bit, 1.5 of those ones technically.
Seems like a little easier than the saltine cracker challenge. You ever hear that?
Just eating a bunch of crackers?
It's 5 saltine crackers in 1 minute. It's impossible.
It's probably one of those things that it sounds so easy, but it's totally not. I can see how it's not.
Yeah. Was that Mike that tried it, Brian? Mike, right? Mark, excuse me, Mark. Right.
Yeah.
So Mark came in here. I mentioned it because me and Jim Maribelli did it in our first episode ever here for the Food Fight podcast.
Yeah.
And he never did it before. So I came in here. I brought up these guys. Mark came in here. All cocky. No problem. Sounds easy. He got humbled fast when his mouth filled up and there's no room for more crackers.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. It's impossible.
Yeah,
And only one person told me they did it before. I'm like, I don't believe you. I do not believe. I'm willing to bet $100 that you cannot do it.
I want to watch it.
I want to watch you do
See
it.
it.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think 4 is even possible.
I never tried it. Now I'm gonna have to go home and try.
Oh,
honestly,
I got some saltine crackers right here if you want to try it.
Maybe next time.
Okay, all right. So potato and shrimp contest. So you told me briefly when I came by to see your warehouse the other day, which is an interesting operation. Boxes, chips, food everywhere. I could have sat down there and just started eating.
Yeah.
You said you got into the idea for shipping potato chips when you moved to Phoenix. Anyway, you couldn't get a good chip out there?
Couldn't get a good chip out there. Couldn't get good pizza. The food's a little bit different. That's why I moved out there. Just try something different. And then we kind of couldn't get the good chips. And at the time, I had a background in web design. I've been building websites since I was like 14, 15 years old for a lot of just bands I was in, family businesses that we own. So I was kind of always doing that. So once we went out there, I couldn't get the food, so I kind of made it like a project of like, I knew we were coming back to Pennsylvania. I was like, once we go back there, I'm just going to make a site. I'm just going to put all the pieces together and just kind of make this happen. Like I tried to do it while I was out there. I just couldn't get anyone to send me chips. So I was like, I'm just going to make it something easy so when people are in my situation, they could get their chips and get all their food, so whatever. So we came back. I was back here for probably about 6 months to about a year before I finally put everything all together. I launched the site in 2014, and it just kind of took off right from there. I remember packing our first orders in the basement of where I live and everything, and then we kind of, about a month or two, I realized, like, okay, this is a real business, and we just kind of got our first office in Luzerne Bank Building in downtown Wilkes-Barre. We were on the 9th floor, so at some point we were getting trucks of chips, taking a freight elevator up 9 floors, taking them out, and then the postman had to, once we packed them up, the postman had to then take them down 9 floors of stairs and out of the building.
Oh, Jesus.
So it was a lot of legwork.
That address still comes up if you tag you on Facebook.
Oh, yeah?
The Wilkes-Barre address comes up.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
That's why I'm not going to tag it.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make any sense. People think you're in Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah. We had offices there until pretty much last year, too.
Okay.
That's kind of where that came out.
Okay. So when you thought of that idea, obviously you had to talk to Middleswarth.
Right.
So how did that go? Are your prices more than their normal chips would be if they were shipping them somewhere? What was the process of that?
It worked out in the sense where an old roommate of mine was a driver for Middleswarth Chips. So I kind of first texted him and I said, his name's Neil. I said, hey, Neil, here's my idea. He knew kind of my background, obviously web design and everything, and kind of said, okay, well, here's my manager. Here's who to call. The guy's name was Barry. So I called Barry. I said, hey, here's what I want to do. He pretty much told me I was going to fail. Flat out.
Time out. So who was Barry again? Was Barry a representative from Middleswarth?
Yeah, he was the manager of their local warehouse. So
he said to you, what did he say to you? Run it down for me. I want to hear what he said.
He was honest. He's an older guy, so nice. But he was pretty much honest. He, I guess wasn't as into the internet and technology, obviously, as younger generation. So, and his point, I think, was kind of this big scary thing. And he told me that people have tried to do it before, and they tried to they'll buy chips there and sell them on eBay. And then someone calls Middleswarth complaining that they got old chips or they didn't get them or whatever. And he said he's seen it 100 times, and he said, "Oh, lucky if I know you in a year, I'll be lucky," or something like that. And I was like, "Okay, Barry. Well, I've done this for a while, and not that I'm going to prove you wrong, but
I'm going to prove you wrong."
Yeah, 10 years. Well, they were so very helpful. Just one of those things. I think they were a little bit skeptical about it at first, which I understand. Just one random guy coming in saying, "Here's some idea," but I think once they saw everything coming together. And saw especially the first rush we've had, we got so much press. It kind of went viral, if you will, right out of the gate. So I think once they saw that and realized, well, this is good, and it's helping them. Obviously, we're buying chips from them, so they're selling more, and then we just sell them. Kind of expanded their market in a little way, and I think they kind of hopefully realize that.
So you get it in bulk prices?
Yeah, we've got wholesale prices.
That's
yes.
great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we get 1 or 2 trucks a week into our warehouse, and we pack everything out and turn it right out.
What's the most popular shipped chip?
Middleswarth barbecue chips.
Barbecues?
Probably about 85% of our business is Middleswarth barbecue chips.
How much?
About 85%.
No shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you look even all the pallets of our warehouse, if we have 12 pallets, 8 of them are barbecue.
I saw mostly the barbecue chips in there.
Yeah, they're the biggest ones. It's such a unique barbecue. I think that's probably why. Going back to when we talked about the honey barbecues and stuff, their barbecue is definitely unique, where it's not spicy, it's not really hot, it's a sweeter barbecue, and I think a lot of people like that because it's not like a mesquite or any of those weird fake barbecue tastes, if you will.
Mesquite.
Yeah,
you mean? Yeah. I remember the first time I saw Middleswarth kettle cooked barbecue chips.
Those are so good too.
Blow my mind. I go, what the hell are these?
Yeah, the people that know about them love them and know about them. But that's kind of, if I do eat Middleswarth, I eat the kettle.
My first remembrance of kettle like kettle chips like that are the Wise deli chips in the purple bag. You know what I'm talking about?
It sounds kind of vaguely familiar.
I'm almost certain.
Remember like a bright purple bag?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's neon. The deli.
Yeah, that's kind of what's coming to my mind. Yeah.
That's what I remember from my first ever, like before any other kettle chip came around the market. There's so many of them now.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. But I don't remember them being like kettle cooked like that. I just remember them being very unique, different chips, not realizing what they were until I got older,
right,
and realized what theirs was. Also, Martin's potatoes. Martin's makes potato chips. I could not find a bag of Martin's potato chips anywhere around this area.
Really?
There's 7 supermarkets.
Wow.
It's a PA brand chip too.
I feel like I've seen them a lot.
Yeah, I couldn't. My buddy Mike didn't even know they existed. I go, no. I go, they exist. Here's a picture of them.
Right. Yeah.
And because I love Martin potato rolls. Another PA. Those
brands. Are so good too.
Another PA brand. You know. So, did you see what they did for New Year's Eve? I forget what town it is.
They dropped the potato rolls. that was awesome, man. Yeah. Let me say the Middleswarth dropped a big weekender bag in their town or something.
Oh, I love that. That's so great. Yeah. Berwick, right? Not Berwick.
Middleburg, PA.
Middleburg, PA.
Yeah.
Berwick is where the
Wise.
other.
Yeah.
A lot of good factories up there.
Yeah.
I'd love to go see the Middleswarth factory.
Yeah.
You see the operation?
I've honestly never been there. No.
No. They never invited you up?
No.
We should go someday.
Let's go. Let's crash it.
Someday. We'll just go up there and be like, food fight and potato chips are here.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. Now, real fast, when I saw I actually emailed you probably a couple years ago when I first started doing the food fight stuff. I just came across your Facebook page and saw that you shipped Old Forge pizza. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? Can I go see this guy? Where's this place at? And I don't know if the email was, if I did it right or whatever it was. Nothing ever happened. But here we are today. But do you still ship Old Forge pizza across the country too?
We don't. That was hard to do. Where I think we do have plans in the future to do it again.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it was just kind of hard to do in the sense where it just everything has to go overnight, has to get dry iced, and it was essentially about $120 to ship 3 trays of pizza. That's not including the price of the pizza.
Oh my god!
So at some point, people needed really wanted it. And especially with in certain economic times, it isn't really feasible. I don't think for people. So we are trying to find a way to just kind of bring it back. Just kind of have to make it work.
Arkel and Janelle's ships it.
I know certain places do.
I don't know how much they charge or what their process is.
Yeah, I think Pizza Perfect does too. Like if you call them, they'll ship it.
That's some good pizza.
That is delicious pizza.
I'm a big fried pizza guy.
Yeah.
So people like to compare. People I'm doing the Old Forge reviews now, and people are like, "Oh, Pizza Perfect's better," or "Pizza 11's better." I'm like, "That's great pizza, but it's also different pizza.
Totally different, yeah.
It's different pizza.
Square, that's the only thing in common.
But like the fried is fried, it's thicker, it's crispier. Old Forge is a little fluffier. You got different cheeses on there.
Yeah.
I just had Salerno's was my last one I did. It was the first time I had it since last year.
I never had the Old Forge. They used to have. I don't know if it was the same. They used to have a location in Luzerne on the corner there on Main Street.
So some different owners.
I have no idea.
Different places.
Okay, yeah. They closed a while ago, but I used to love their pizza too.
Yeah,
so
but different. Was it Old Forge?
No,
style?
It was round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was different. That was definitely not Salerno's from Old Forge.
Okay, yeah.
But that's for sale Salerno's from Old Forge too.
Oh, wow.
So either someone's going to buy it, turn it into a different restaurant, or no restaurant, or
pizza business is tough.
You're going to keep it going.
Restaurant business is tough.
Yeah. Oh, I worked in the restaurant business a long time.
That's one thing I would never do.
Did you ever work in it?
No.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
I spent over 20 years in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
So I get to do this now without working in the restaurant business.
It's probably a lot easier.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's a hell of a lot
fun.
easier.
Yeah.
How did you get into the tasty cakes, shipping tasty cakes?
Kind of
besides them being delicious.
Same thing. At the time, within the last couple of years, they did get bought out by a bigger brand who increased their distribution. So now they are, I know, pretty far nationwide, or they have a much wider reach than they did. But 10 years ago when we first started, that wasn't the case. So we're only able to get them pretty much in Pennsylvania, on the East Coast.
East Coast,
yeah. But now you can pretty much get them everywhere. We do still ship a lot of them. We don't really ship as much as we did just due to that. But that's kind of the same thing. They were harder to get. They still are in some places. So
yeah, some people commented that they're not national. They're not national. I'm like, they're in California, aren't they?
Yeah.
That means they made their way all across the country.
Yeah,
which makes them national.
They've expanded a lot, which is good for them. Yeah,
absolutely.
As a business, that's what you have to do.
Because a new company took over for them years ago, right?
They did. Yeah, they got bought out by. I forget who it was. I know they did get acquired by another business.
Yeah, their first thing was let's make them smaller. And let's make them more expensive.
Unfortunately, sometimes that's what happens. Yeah.
When did you decide to start shipping the tomato sauces for Carmella's? You guys had a little partnership about this time last year, right?
Sometime over the summer, I think so. Yeah, that's where I've
remember Pat reaching out to me saying that, "Can I get you on the podcast?" I'm like, "Absolutely." And then here we are.
Well, I saw their sauce in like Wegmans or something one day, so I kind of followed them on Facebook. and I saw Pat just hustling these so hard, and I have a lot of respect for that. Just going out there and just getting your sauce everywhere. That's kind of what we do with the chocolates, kind of go to places and get them to sell your products. So I saw that, and I reached out to him and I said, hey, Pat, like I tried your sauce. I love it. So how could we kind of work together and make this happen? He's a super nice guy. Him and his wife came down, brought our first batch of sauce, talked to us for a while, hung out with them. Just great Italian people, and they make a good sauce.
Yeah, I remember him telling me about it. Yeah. He sent me pictures and stuff like that. So it is good.
It's so good.
It's worth the price.
Definitely.
It's worth the price. People make comments about that, but it's everything's grown locally, everything's produced locally, and it's a hometown, not too far from here, Dunmore, PA. Yeah. You know what I mean? How do you, if you're going to support local, what's more local than that?
Right. I mean, you could buy that. Once you have it, you can kind of see the difference between all the bigger store brands or whatever, the bigger brands, where you see the quality and, okay, I'll pay a little more for that.
Absolutely.
I think I think that movement towards people are putting better quality food in their body. I mean, granted, this is what we have in front of us sometimes, but when it comes down to it, some people still want less ingredients or just more pure ingredients, especially when it comes to pasta and everything like that.
Speaking of that, seems like you're in the fitness as well.
I am.
So you're a vegetarian.
I am.
Right. Yeah. So what's your main source of protein?
A lot of soy protein, a lot of texturized vegetable protein, TVP.
Your stomach doesn't mind that? Mine does.
No, I guess over the years I kind of got used to it. Yeah. It's pretty. My diet is so, I don't want to say bland at this point, but regimented. But
what's your typical day of eating?
Basic cereal, kind of like some fake sausage for breakfast and coffee. Then in the middle of the day, I usually have like yogurts and Cliff Bars, and then at dinner, I usually have like a bigger dinner.
Okay.
Usually a salad and then a protein.
I tried like the vegan sausages and chicken. It's not that bad.
No, they're good.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I remember I had the Impossible Whopper once.
Yeah, those are good. I used to eat them all the time.
I remember we got an Impossible Whopper, we got a regular Whopper. We swapped them. Couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Except the one had one ingredient, the other one had about 24 ingredients.
Right. Yeah.
So, they changed them up lately though.
The Impossible Whopper?
They lost Impossible Meat and Beyond Meat had lost a lot of stock, a lot of the momentum.
They did
leading forward because there was some questionable ingredients in there.
I understand it. It's highly processed.
I think they changed things around. Hey, and I don't personally eat it, but if people enjoy it and that's more power to them.
Right. Everyone has their own things. That's one thing.
Everyone has their own thing. I'm not gonna knock it down. There's no reason to buzz balls about it or anything like that. But don't tell me that I just don't like. Let me get your opinion on this. Saying that the Impossible Meat is healthier than the red meat. What's your opinion on that?
Probably not. I mean, they're probably equal. Where everything. Life is about balance. Everything has a balance where there's positives and negatives to both of them. Mm-hmm. Where it's just, I think the key to anything is just moderation. You can eat a lot of this or a lot of that, and if you don't eat a lot of it, you'll probably be fine. But if you eat a lot of anything, it'll probably be bad for you. Yeah.
People think that I eat pizza, cheeseburgers, and Texas wieners every day.
Right.
And
that's what they see.
I'm in the condition that I'm in at the age I'm at.
Right.
I do a lot more than that. I train jiu-jitsu 6-7 days a week.
Right. That's
sometimes
awesome.
Twice a day.
Yeah, that stuff's tough too.
I work at the gym. You know what I mean? So I'm around it all day long. It's my job.
Yeah.
I'm a personal trainer, so I work out with my clients sometimes if they want me to. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mostly eat. I mostly eat boneless chicken thighs and ground beef and eggs and avocados and all that kind of stuff. That's most of my diet. Yeah. But people don't want to see that on Food Fight.
No,
they want to see pizza, Texas wieners, cheeseburgers, potato chips. Don't get me wrong either. I snack. I eat chips. I eat pizza probably 3-4 times a week. Right. I just love getting slices.
Yeah.
I got to make weight for a tournament next week, so when I go for slices, I get 2, not 3. See, I know how to
moderation.
How to pull it. How to pull it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't buy snacks for the house. If I buy snacks for the house, I buy them for that night because when we did all the food PA, I had 13, 14 bags of potato chips.
That's a lot.
Let me tell you, we ate those every single one of those.
Yeah. I'm gonna waste them.
I ate them over the course of a couple of weeks. It was just, I ate a whole weekender bag of the regular ones. I think I told you when I saw you last week.
Yeah.
I ate a whole weekender bag in a few hours.
That's crazy.
Like half the bag at first, put it back, and I'm like, fuck it. The snack, my sweet tooth, my snack tooth is now is now out. And the tasty cakes that were in the house, nothing went to waste. I think I brought some to the gym. Yeah. I got to get rid of some stuff, but I still have big containers of ketchup at the house from Heinz, and we never
stock for the summer.
We never got into the pretzels, like the Snyder's, the PA brand pretzels.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretzels.
Yeah, we didn't get into those, but there was one particular brand that I can't remember what it was, but it's the oldest pretzel brand in the country that started in PA. And we couldn't find the bags of them. I can't even remember the name of it right now.
Right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
Oldest pretzel. It's like the snack state of the world, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I know the Dutch settlers brought over a lot of the pretzels. That's kind of where that came from. Down in the Lancaster area, they're huge down there.
Okay.
I think Lidditz and Lancaster have a lot of little
pretzels.
What's the name of that? Lidditz. Lititz.
Is that the brand of the chimps? I don't remember.
Yeah, I know there's a lot down there, though.
Yeah.
It's a neat little town. That's good. It's kind of like that old... those old style recipes that all kind of brought over.
My earliest memory of pretzels is you know Judy Joe's ice cream, right?
Yeah.
So Judy Joe's, when I was growing up in Old Forge, Judy Joe's was my first remembrance of it. Was on Music Road. No, excuse me, Lonesome Road.
That was their first look. They moved a couple years ago.
All over the place. So Lonesome Road was the one I remember specifically when I was younger. That was around the block from my grandmother's house down there in the Old Forge.
Okay, yeah.
Where Schubeck's garage is and everything's down there, right? Used to be a montage video down there as well.
Wow.
Before Blockbuster came into town and put them out of business.
Haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah. What?
Montage video.
Montage video? Remember Montage video?
Yeah.
So there were a couple of them. There was one on the Avenue.
I remember seeing them kind of like one of those things. They were kind of everywhere. There was the video store.
There was a montage video. I only remember two of them. One in Old Forge and a montage video where the Insalaco's shopping center on Wyoming Avenue.
Like I believe there was
one.
Yeah,
something like that, right? So Judy Joe's went from Lonesome Road, then to Bernie Avenue, where that Sunoco gas station is, right next to Rinaldi's Cucina that they built.
Yeah.
That where that Sunoco is, that used to be Judy Joe's ice cream.
Okay.
Then they built this gas station. They moved from there. Then they moved to where Pick's Ice Cream is now in Old Forge.
Okay, that's where I think I knew
they built
the last
that,
location.
They built that building on Music Road.
Okay.
They built that building. They were there for years. Then they moved to where they are now on Bernie Avenue.
Okay.
That used to be an old supermarket back in the day. That building.
What one was it? Do you know?
Where Judy? Oh, I'm trying to. Bargains Galore.
Bargains Galore. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I remember specifically going in there, and my mother would get American cheese, and she would give me a slice. And now I can't eat cold American cheese. I actually hate it.
Oh, really?
I'll eat a grilled cheese though.
Wow.
This is fucked up, right? So I don't like cold American cheese. But if you make me a grilled cheese and it gets cold, I'll eat that. It's actually great. Maybe because it's melted.
Yeah.
Maybe it changes. I don't know what it is, but I don't like cold. Like you give me a cold slice of American on a sandwich.
I love it.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Especially when you're making grilled cheese, you have to eat a little bit of piece and give it a little piece to your dog. So it's one of those things of like,
I rather just give it some to the dog, some to the trash, and some to the grilled cheese.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a little appetizer for the grilled cheese you're making.
I just can't eat I can't eat cold grilled cheese.
I mean
cold American, and I can't stand sharp provolone cheese.
I'm kind of hit or miss with it.
I could throw up just tasting it. Yeah. And people, you're Italian, you shouldn't like that. What's your fucking point?
I'm a basic cheese guy. You know? I don't want a fan. I'm kind of basic cheese guy.
I bet there's Irish people that don't like potatoes. You know what I mean? Why we got to get technical about it? You know, because I'm Italian. I got to like everything because I'm Italian.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Doesn't make any sense.
No, I get it.
Oh, so the point of the bring it all together with the Judy Joe's is my first pretzel was I used to get fruit punch Italian ice and they would put a pretzel stick in it.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And that's the first remembrance I have of pretzels.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It's a pretzel stick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you get them in school and everything like that.
I remember Auntie Anne, just all them all, and just kind of smelling those Auntie Anne's.
Just had
shopping
one
with my parents.
Night. We were coming home from Philly, and we stopped at the Turnpike at the one of the rest stops.
Yeah.
And Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Yeah, those ones hit harder on the Turnpike too. Like 2 in the morning. The pretzel one's so good.
Just a regular one is just so buttery and good.
Yeah.
I also love Cinnabon in the Wyoming Valley Mall.
It's the perfect combo.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah.
So the Carlot's taking over there.
Yeah.
They bought half the mall.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen there. Yeah. Dino's and everything too.
So I don't think they bought that half of the mall.
Oh, that's good.
They only bought, from what Angelo told me, that his family owns Dino's in the mall, that they only bought half of the mall.
That's good.
I don't think they bought like other I mean, you're not going to want to lose tenants like that.
No, they don't have any left.
Pay rent. And then you got K-pop just joined in there. You go to K-pop?
No, I've heard really good things about it.
Korean barbecue?
No, I've never gone there, but I've heard really good things about it.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You got to make your own food though, so it depends how you feel about that.
Yeah, I heard they fine you if you leave a
waste.
waste, like if you leave excess, like you have to pay.
I don't believe that is definitely that was the rumor.
Yeah,
that's not.
I
true.
hope not.
That's not true.
That sounded weird.
That's definitely not true. I saw somebody post that. They posted on my post. I go,
really?
I go, that's not true.
Okay, that's good.
That's not true. There wasn't much waste from our table, but like I could imagine, like if you ordered like a whole bunch of different steaks and meats and didn't cook them and just wasted them, that'd be pretty shitty. But
that's horrible.
You got to mention that beforehand,
right?
You know,
yeah,
but yeah. You just keep on bringing steaks out and food, right? So it wasn't bad. I went to one in Las Vegas last year. It was about $70 a head to eat there, but they had 20 different sushi rolls you could order continuously.
That's pretty sweet.
They had so many different cuts of steak and seafood and all kinds of stuff on the menu. They brought out this steak. It was this big.
Yeah.
And he cut up with the scissors. We were there for 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
I broke my rib about 4 hours earlier than that in the competition I was in. We went to a tournament. So, like, I had to get up every 15 minutes to stand up because my rib was broken. That took 2 months to get better.
Oh, that's not good. At least you got better.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Jiu-jitsu's rough, man. That's where...
It was. I was in a body lock, and the guy I was trying to get out of it. I know how to, and he just kept on cranking my back, and I'm like, I'm not fucking tapping to this, and because it was Worlds, I'm like, I'm not tapping, and you know, long story short, I still lost by points, but then if I just tapped, I might have broke a rib, but
she didn't tap.
I had to try to get out.
Yeah,
I got put to sleep once.
They actually like knocked out.
My friend choked me, and I didn't tap fast enough, and I was put out.
Oh,
right?
wow.
It was called the baseball bat choke. So you're laying on the ground and they take grips into your gi or your collar. It's kind of like a baseball bat grip. And then you go around the circle and he just cuts off all your, right? So our bet for the summer was that he wouldn't get me in a baseball bat choke all summer.
Yeah.
So he's cranking it. I'm blocking it. So when you start to get put out, you know you're starting to get put to sleep. Whatever noise is in the background, say music, it starts to get lower. Yeah. And you hear it buzzing in your head. That's the signs that you're very close to getting put out.
I've never been there. I don't know. I guess that's the movie theory, like how it sounds like everything
so
goes.
You need to either get some defense, tap, or you're going out. So when he had the move on me, I got past the music getting lower and the buzzing. Next thing I thought I blocked it. Next thing I know, I sit up and there's nobody on me. I go, what the fuck is going on, right? I see my teacher. He comes up. He goes, relax. He goes, you got put out. Just take a minute. I was up for 5 seconds.
Wow.
I had a whole dream. No bullshit. I had a whole entire dream that was so vivid and so real. I wanted to go back to it. I always compare. Are you a Star Trek fan by any chance?
I've never actually seen it.
So there's one part in Star Trek Generations where Captain Kirk and then the other guy from the Next Generation, they finally meet. They're in the same movie, right? It was really cool. But in the beginning, the whole premise of the movie is that these people, there's this phenomenon flying through space called the Nexus. And if you get put in, you get caught in it. It's kind of like a space storm, right?
Right.
But if you're in it, it's kind of like a dream world. You could dream. You could do anything you want in that nexus, right? It's like
a dream
I want to
state.
be here. I want to be there. I want to be sitting inside this bag eating those with potato chips, right? So that's how the movie. That was a premise. So somebody got pulled out of it. It was freaking out, whatever, right? But that's what it felt like. Like I was in this dream world. I could do whatever I want, and I got pulled out of it. All I wanted to do was go back to it. I'm like, what? Put me back where I was. I was fucked up for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's scary. It's kind of scary. That's probably what your brain's some kind of a survival mechanism.
Yeah, it's just that, you get the carotid arteries get blocked off and then you get put to sleep. And it was just insane. Like people say you got to be in a REM sleep to dream. No, you just got to get knocked down in jiu-jitsu with the dream.
Right. 5
you know
seconds,
what I mean?
yeah.
It was insane. I can still remember it like it was yesterday.
That's crazy.
The only time it ever happened.
That's kind of scary. I've never been knocked out, so I don't know, but.
So I almost got knocked out by a white belt the other day. I wouldn't be able to go back to the gym.
No.
If a white belt tapped me out. Yeah, it would have been terrible.
What belt are you?
I'm a blue belt, but I'm getting my purple belt in just a short time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing.
It's gonna be great. I'll be able to be an official instructor. I've been teaching at the school for years, but when you're a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, in their culture, you're an official instructor.
That's awesome. That's cool.
I teach the kids down at the school. We have about 70 to 80 kids in our program.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, only about 40 show up every class, and they split days.
That's a lot of kids, though.
Yeah, the main instructor, Tyler Mooney, owns the gym. He takes the older kids, maybe 8 to 12, and then I had the little ones from 5 to 8, give or take.
They're probably fun though at that age, especially just kind of rolling around.
They're fun, but they get crazy. So I got to flip the switch, and I got to turn into everyone be quiet, crisscross applesauce, no talking, face forward. What happens is we do good for a while, then we get an influx of all new kids. And then everyone's wild for a little while. Then they settle back in. Then we get an influx of new kids. Then we settle back in.
You get that young energy. I get it. It's one of those
they're
things.
great. They're great, but
that's the best energy.
The way it works for them, the way that they come in, some kids come in, they're getting bullied. Some kids come in, they are the bully. They come in, they got no confidence. They got no discipline. Discipline's the mostly thing.
Yeah.
Self-defense is the last thing people come in for sometimes. It's just a byproduct of the program. But you come in, you got some kids coming in. I tell the parents, if your kid's getting bullied, bullies look at kids that walk around with their head down, all that kind of stuff. Our goal is to teach your child self-defense while increasing their confidence. So they go walk into the school with their head up, chest out. Bullies don't like that. No. Bully makes a comment to you, tell them to shut up. Hey, shut up. I don't want to hear that anymore. And then the schools now these days aren't doing these kids any favors either. From what I understand, that a parent told me that somebody was hitting my son. My son fought back. He got suspended too. There's zero tolerance. That's bullshit. The schools are setting a good example. They're like, okay, if you're getting beat up, just take it.
Right.
Just take it. Fuck that. And most of the parents would be like, you deal with me, not the school.
Right.
You get suspended from the school for defending yourself. It's not them you have to worry about. It's me you have to worry about. And I support that. Most parents support that. I'm not gonna let my kid get beat up.
No, it's a tough spot to be in. I'm glad I'm not a kid in school anymore. That's all I know.
What's that?
So I'm glad I'm not a kid in school anymore. That's all I know.
Me neither. Imagine being a kid now in school.
Right. That's crazy.
Just imagine. How old are you? Don't mind me asking.
40.
Okay, I'm 43. We're the same age. We're on the same age. The shit I used to do in high school.
Right.
Thank God there was no social media. There was no cell phone cameras. All that kind of stuff. Because holy shit.
It was a different world.
It was.
Altogether.
The 90s,
Completely
early 2000s, completely different. Now the world is softer now.
Softer but harder. That's what's kind of, especially in schools, there's metal detectors and stuff. So that's why I'm glad I got out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. You went to Bishop Ho?
I started off at Bishop O'Reilly, and then graduated from Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. All right. When did you graduate?
2003.
Okay. I was a 2000 guy.
Yeah.
I should have been 99, but I had an extra freshman year.
Yeah, I had an extra senior year, half of one. I had to go back. It was getting through high school. I was never really a good student, to say that least. I was kind of always focused on other things, especially like I was playing in bands, building websites. So in my mind, school was just kind of like something I had to do between 8 and 3 or whatever. So not that I was like a bad kid or whatever, but getting through high school was definitely a chore. So once I finally got to college and everything, that's where I went to LCC for like 4 years, have no degree. So it's one of those things. I was never really a good institutional learner. So that's kind of another reason why I was always gravitated towards entrepreneurship, being that my parents own business and stuff. So I kind of always saw this lifestyle. It was always more appealing to me in a way, and it just kind of more exciting to me in a way, I guess.
You're your own boss.
Yeah, I was never really
your own thing.
Never the best student. So some people are, some people aren't.
I understand.
Yeah.
I did not want to be in high school. I got suspended a lot.
Yeah, same.
So like I used to bully. Maybe I bullied people when I was younger. A couple of kids in class. I was grateful enough to be able to talk to them as adults and talk about that. You know what I mean? But not everyone gets that chance. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But it made me a better person now. Excuse me. It made me a better person now for me to teach the kids and the adults jujitsu.
Yeah, that's life. It's constant learning. Yeah.
I have empathy towards that.
Totally.
It's hard to teach somebody when you don't like. For an example, a personal trainer that was never overweight doesn't know what it's like to be overweight and how hard it is to lose weight. When ultimately it's simple on paper to lose weight,
right?
But the practice of it is hard sometimes. So
definitely,
if you get someone that's empathy towards that, knows what they're talking about, people like to listen a little bit,
right?
And they go, vice versa. You get an out of shape personal trainer. You're like, oh yeah, this worked. Well, you don't do it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Right. Yeah. Oh, if you do it, it will work. Well, why don't you do it?
Right. You need to lead by example sometimes, and that's the best way to do
it. In that profession, I really think it makes sense.
Oh,
or if you're going to be, the leader of the health in this country, you should be a healthy person.
You gotta be
healthy.
What I
mean? It's just, I'm not going to get any more into that. Yeah. Speaking of healthy, I want to try some of this fudge.
It's totally healthy. It's vegetable. It's dill pickle, right?
Did I already ask about what got you guys into making the fudge and your own brand, everything like that? What brought that on? Was that after the potato chips or before the potato chips?
That was a couple of years after. We just kind of wanted to create our own brand, that we kind of had a little bit more control over this supply, distribution, and pricing, everything, and just to expand our product line. So that's kind of what we worked with some local vendors to develop the fudge line. We had chocolate bars and everything too, so that's kind of where it's constantly evolving. So that's kind of where we came out with that. The dill pickle fudge is actually we started that in in the fall of last year. So that's our newest flavor.
We're gonna try it a couple. We're gonna get to the food.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes.
That's the best part.
Your Asher's? This isn't your brand, is it?
No, that's another brand down in Philadelphia. I think they're over 100 years old. They've been in like the 4th or 5th generation maybe of ownership right now. But they're almost, in a way, we have Gertrude Hawk up here. Asher's is to Philly and to DC, that area down there.
Okay. Do you mind if I try one of these?
Go for it. They're good.
These are chocolate-covered
graham crackers.
Yeah.
Which I think they're going to be good for s'mores.
You beat me to it. I was like, we need to get out of here. Like you need to have like dip this in like mellow.
Ooh, that would
the
be
marshmallow
like fluff.
The marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, that would actually be delicious. I never thought about that. That's actually a good idea. Or make little sandwiches with them out of it.
This looks great.
They're good. It's not something you really see too often, but it works. Like texturally, the texture works. I feel like the sweet goes with the. I'm good, thank you. I've had so many of those. But I feel like the texture, it works.
See, I would hate listening to somebody eating the microphone.
Yeah.
People love it though.
That's like a whole thing.
You ever see on YouTube people do the fucking mukbangs on YouTube?
That's the word I was looking for.
How disgusting. You know Nikki Avocado, or the fucking stupid name is?
No.
So I'm saying his name wrong, but this guy did a year or so. He went from in shape to doing these mukbangs where he would eat tons and tons of food. Nikki Avocado, something like that his name is, right? But
doesn't he have like health issues now, I think? Or?
Absolutely insane twist. So, year or so, I'd watch. I couldn't watch them actually do. I just follow people who either make fun of them or whatever.
You see it in passing.
It's disgusting. Okay,
yeah.
It's gluttony at its best, and it's just disgusting. But people love that ASMR, those noises, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So he went from this to just overly obese and just absolutely insane. But he made millions of dollars doing it.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, he makes a video a few months ago where he's skinny again. Back to what he looked like before the mukbang started. So I don't know what else came out of that.
Right.
But he's like, I fooled you all or something like that. So either he had tons and tons of them pre-recorded, and then he lost the weight over a month, probably stuck Ozempic into his belly, which is the healthiest thing going on right now.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I obviously don't use it, but
I hope everyone's wrong about it, because everyone that's on it just to lose 5 or 10 pounds is outrageous.
Right.
I'm not going to get too far into it, but it doesn't make any sense. And, but it was just crazy. But the mukbangs are so disgusting.
Yeah, I don't
They
understand.
would sit there and eat. I watched somebody eat 25 Big Macs in one sitting. Now, the thing, too, is some of them, if you watch their videos closely, you can see a quick edit. So are they spitting the food out?
Or not really eating it?
Not really eating it? I don't really know. You know what I mean? But how the fuck do you eat 25 Big Macs in one sitting?
That's gross.
I could probably do 2.
Yeah.
I probably do 2. What's the most food you ever ate in one sitting?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
As I chew this graham cracker.
Yeah. I'm probably going to say it'll probably be some type of pizza or dessert of some sort. Probably cookie or something like that.
You get to the point where it's so good and like you're full.
Yeah.
And you keep going.
Yeah. It's like every year, like every Easter, like chocolate. That's kind of how I feel. By the end of the day, after too much chocolate, it's kind of like, oh man, I shouldn't have ate that much. But there's worse things in life.
And then there is. And then you're hurting. And then you're hurting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It throws off your diet for a good 2 days.
So as I get into the food here, let's talk about your other life.
Yeah.
You said you toured in bands.
Yeah.
Your whole life, pretty much. So
most of my
tell me about that. What kind of music? What was the names of the band? Where'd you play?
And I guess probably through the end of high school, probably about 16 through about 25-ish. I played drums in different type indie rock bands, kind of like punk rock, hardcore bands within that type of scene. We went up and down the coast a couple of times, put out a couple like EPs, albums, whatever, throughout the years. It was pretty cool. You meet a lot of cool people that way. You go to a certain different town and people know you. That's just kind of weird. That was always like a weird thing to do. But it's neat. I met a lot of good people that way. I wouldn't change anything. It's tough especially when you're getting older. When we were towards the end of it, we were playing, working a 9 to 5, then going to New York City to play a show until 2:00 in the morning.
That'd be rough.
And then doing that 3 times a week. So it's just a never ending, like sleep, work, show, travel, sleep, work, show, travel. So at that point, you just got to, don't want to say become a real adult, but the business started taking off and everything. So that's kind of where my focus shifted. I do still play drums every now and then. I don't think I'll ever stop playing music. I don't think it ever really leaves you.
My father was a drummer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I grew up with him and his band down in the basement.
Yep.
And he tried to teach me, but he was lefty.
Oh.
So he played the drums lefty.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. He didn't know how to teach to do it righty.
Right.
So he taught me a little bit, like the basic beat. You know, you hear that basic beat and
4/4.
Yeah,
Yep.
you hear it in every song.
Yeah.
In every song almost. You hear those drums.
It's
Like the basic 4/4. That's what it's called, right?
It's the standard rock beat.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have some variations of it, but it's all going to be pretty much that 4/4, 8 bars. It's pretty standard.
Where did you learn how to play the drums?
Actually started off in 5th grade playing a single snare drum in the school band. And then probably, I guess, 6 or 7 years passed. But I started listening to punk rock and everything. My friends all wanted to put together a band. I remember my friend played bass. We needed a drummer, so I asked my parents for a drum kit and said I want to start playing drums. And thankfully, they were always very supportive.
Yeah.
And started playing drums. My neighbors used to we used to practice in my garage. My neighbor was the retired music teacher for Wyoming Valley West, a local school district.
Talk about the perfect ears.
So he's
a perfect neighbor.
Yeah, that kind of worked out. Where he used to kind of come over and give us pointers or whatever, and kind of he had fun with it, I think, too, just kind of listening to us grow. And then after like a year or two, he even come over and say, like, you guys, not that you didn't sound like a real band, but he's kind of enjoyed watching and listening to us progress and real musicians and write songs. And, it was a lot of fun.
You know Josh Balls?
I don't know him personally, no.
What was the name of his? He was
Motionless and White. I like the band, though. I never met him.
He was on my show. Was one of my last recordings from my new episodes. Interesting guy.
Yeah.
Crazy stories.
Yeah.
Crazy stories.
They were hard workers too. You kind of watch them come up through, the local punk scene, whatever. They definitely put in their time playing these smaller venues. And, one of my previous bands opened for them at like a VFW in Hanover. So it's kind of watch them grow up, and now they're selling out arenas like all over. So
yeah, they said
to see that
he played in front of like 100,000 people in the UK or something like that.
That's crazy.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine doing a potato chip eating contest in front of 100,000 people.
That'd be nuts. Yeah. Maybe one day.
Free chips for everybody.
Yeah.
That would be a big day. That would be a big day. How many people ate chips the last time?
We usually cap it around 30.
Okay.
We do it last 9 years. We've done it at Sabatini's Bottle Shop. Lindo's been nice enough to kind of load us the space to do it. So we pretty much, the way we set the tables up, that's pretty much the max room we have, so everyone could be in there comfortably.
Okay.
But it generally sells out within the first day of tickets going on sale.
I definitely saw pictures of that, so that was nice.
Yeah, we usually get a good coverage, like the news comes and everything, and it's generally a good time. Everyone's having fun. It's that beginning of the holiday season too. That's kind of why we want to do it like the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so everyone's kind of in town, in usually a jovial mood, kind of good, celebrating, and usually it's a nice event for everyone.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Did you wheel the chips down the street to Sabatini's? Is it close to your factory, or did you drive them down?
We actually drive a lot of them now. We fill up the back of my Jeep and drive them down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was going to say something too. You used to have a storefront.
We did.
So what was the storefront like? What happened to the storefront? What'd you shut it down for?
We actually did a couple throughout the years, just kind of like random pop-ups and everything. Just sometimes I get bored and I say, I want to try a retail storefront. So we try it and see what happens. And it's fun. It always works. But the pretty much any issue is a large issue. You have staffing, you have inventory and all that. So that's kind of where we realized we've been e-commerce mainly for 9 years. So going into retail, it definitely was a new venture. We always took it as let's see what happens. So after the year or so was up, we decided e-commerce was a lot better for us.
I get that. It's and with the storefront, like you said, with employee trouble sometimes. You know,
that's the biggest thing.
People start coming to the stores and one day you're closed, one day you're not because of the staffing, and that's
frustrating.
That starts to add up, and then it's not worth your frustration, and then you start to jeopardize. That could possibly jeopardize the other side of the business too.
Right.
So, good choice.
That's what it was. My wife and I working all day every day, or essentially, or at some point, it was like, okay, we can go back to e-commerce and kind of be a little bit more on our own timing in a way, if you will.
My brother years ago never worked in a restaurant before. Decided he wanted to open up a little pizza hoagie shop, and he did it. Yeah. He did it in Derriere. I don't know if you familiar with Derriere back in the day. You're my age, so Famish Fanny's Hoagies.
Sounds familiar.
They were on the corner there by Kaminsky's Market.
Okay,
it's a car lot now.
Yeah.
So my cousin Vinny Tomasetti used to own that.
Oh, nice.
And they used to go in there for lunch to get the cheesy cheese. You know what cheesy cheese cheesesteak is?
No.
So cheesy cheese cheesesteak is regular. No, it's a cheesesteak, but the cheese is on there is the way you assemble it. Cook the steak on the grill, and you mix in American cheese, white American cheese, and cheddar cheese sauce.
That'd be good.
Mix that together. Then on the bun, 3 slices of provolone cheese. Put the steak in there, close it up, wrap it up, and it creates this grayish, yellowish cheese sauce.
Yeah.
And it is just fucking fantastic.
That sounds like it would be really good.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You can find some fake meat and put those cheeses on there for you. Probably tastes just like it.
That's what we actually do a lot.
Oh, nice. So it was just like, so we grew up going to high school when I was older, going there. Then he got sick. Then there was a fire and all that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So my brother decided years after that, what year was that? I was still in college. I was a late college bloomer, but 2000 and probably 04, 05, I think it was. I think it's some kind of kitchen place now. They could like Mother's Kitchen or something like that. Is right. Yeah. It's some kind of. It's still a restaurant.
Yeah,
right next to the karate place on the corner there, right?
Okay, yeah.
So it was called DiMatteis Pizza and Subs, and my brother opened it up, and the menu was too big. It was crazy, right? So he wanted to get open. I go, we gotta wait. We gotta do a test week, all this kind of stuff. Right. Like, no, we're opening it up. So our delivery driver fucked us over, and it was crazy busy, and he was overwhelmed by it. I was just helping him. I was like, I don't want to do it. I already work. I'm going to school full time. I'm still working a full time job at Marvelous Mug still. Like, I don't want to stay. I didn't like kitchen work. I used to be a line cook. I don't like in the kitchen. It's too hot. But I didn't hate it. It's my brother. I'm not gonna help him, right? Yeah. So opened for about a year or so. He didn't lose money. He didn't make money. He shut the doors down enough time where everything he was able to walk away and go back to his old job. But he learned his lesson. He's like, if I ever did it again, it would just be pizza and subs. Yeah. Pizza and subs. That's all you need is pizza and subs. We took all of those old hoagies from Famish Fannies and made it into there. But sometimes you got to take a shot. Yeah. It's like getting, the storefront. Yeah. Maybe the storefront would have been great. Yeah. But he's like, it's not worth it. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Maybe we'll do it again in the future. Nothing's ever definite.
Exactly.
It's one of those things of
you got to take chances.
Timing's right and the place is right.
You got to take chances.
Yeah.
When, I didn't know what was going on, I left where I was doing my podcast originally. Then I started making, I think I did 10 episodes in my kitchen, which was really cool. My buddy Mike. And, it was more of a vision for me than it was for him. And he's like, Brian, I'm just not having fun doing this anymore. I'm learning how I'm doing the editing, but there's times where I can't do it correctly. Like maybe the voice not matching up or something like that. And he gets frustrated with that. So it wasn't fun for him anymore.
Right. That's important.
We finally communicated that with each other. And he said he just didn't want to do it anymore. I'm like, all right. So we bought a bunch of equipment and he let me keep some of the equipment. I ended up selling all of it. And then I was like, before I sold it, I was like, I could do this myself, right? Yeah. So I was like, I do the videos myself, right? Yeah. I downloaded some editing software like Premium Pro and all this stuff. Yeah. I mean, this is good. I make videos on my phone for pizza reviews, and I had to just cut twice and add a piece of pizza to it, right? So I'm sitting on the computer, I loaded up a video, and I'm just like, I watched the tutorial, I watched YouTube videos, I'm fucking around with it. I go, this is fucking impossible. Yeah. I wasn't going to be able to learn it efficiently in time to keep things going. So I was like, okay, what if I just do the videos here and then I reach out to somebody else and have them do the editing for me? So I knew Frank. I was getting ready to come on the 570 podcast. Funny, the first time I was scheduled for the 570 was last month and I didn't fucking show up. Frank's calling my phone. That thing's like, hey, what's going on? Where are you? I go, holy shit. I totally mind blanked on the whole. I felt I was training that. I couldn't train right the whole night. I felt really bad.
Right.
Yeah. Just doing it on purpose. And it was an accident. I couldn't apologize enough, and things seemed to work out a little bit. So I was like, let me reach out to Frank and Conversion Works and see if they do this type. I know they did it, but like, what if I just bring them the memory cards, they do the videos for me. So when I initially set up the meeting, I'm in my apartment and I'm staring at my kitchen, my whole beautiful kitchen windows, 3 of them, the Dutch windows, covered by a big piece of wood with fake bricks on there, right? Yeah. I'm like, I got to get this fucking thing out of my kitchen. Yeah. I can't deal with it anymore. So let's see if they'll do the whole thing for me. I walked in here and I took a shot, made an investment, and now we're here recording episodes.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
And I couldn't live it myself if I didn't try it.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And no matter where we're going moving forward, keep the momentum going, whatever happens, I can never say I never tried. Right. It's like my brother could say he never tried to open up a restaurant, what he wanted to do, and he learned his lesson from it. Right. You never know if he wants to do it again, but he's real big into the baseball cards now.
Oh, nice.
My brother's a manager at J&J Snacks.
Where's that?
J&J Snack Foods. They make the Italian ice
over
in Music.
Okay, yeah.
So he does that. He also resells he works for the I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if you know anything about collectibles or baseball cards, but they grade the baseball cards. There's 2 or 3 grading companies.
I've seen them online, whatever.
So there's the number 1 grading company that they grade. He works for them.
Oh, wow.
So he does online courses for people selling baseball cards. He also sells the baseball cards. He sells them for people at shows.
Yeah.
I think he's making more income than his regular job, which is amazing. So he's looking to get a storefront and an office and stuff like that. So I go, when you do that, let me know, because I need some studio space for a gym. You know what I mean? So, but he's shifted gears and he's trying that stuff. And, if anything good came out of COVID, it was the collectibles being on the rise again.
Oh, yeah.
Those baseball cards were dead.
Yeah.
They were no value. And then people started to take them out of the closet, sell them again, and they became popular again. Now the value is just right back up.
A lot of our generation, I guess, trying to
remember you used to flip the cards?
Yeah.
You ever flip the baseball cards? So you would line the baseball cards up against the wall.
Yeah.
You would come in, you and your friends would come in, and it was a way to trade cards, right? But you would line them up you sit them up, then you would flick the cards at them.
I think we ever did that.
Every ones you knocked down, you got to keep.
Oh, no, I never did that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, man, I just flashed back to that.
No, we never did that.
I just flashed back to that, man. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. We covered a lot here today.
Yeah.
Anything that you want? I have some more questions, though. We're not completely done yet. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Good.
You're from Dallas, Pennsylvania.
I am.
Top 3 spots to eat at in Dallas, Pennsylvania.
Oh, boy. Probably 3 Guys.
3 Guys, the pizza place, right?
3 Guys Pizza. I'm going to say maybe Leggio's.
Yeah, but Leggio's right across the street here.
Right.
It's the same place?
Same family, yeah.
Same family?
People, yeah.
I just had their pizza a couple months ago.
It's good.
It's fantastic. It's different.
Very
it's
cheesy.
Different.
You got to get extra sauce on it. You got to get the extra sauce.
I never thought about getting extra sauce.
You got to get the extra sauce. And then I'll throw in Shanghai, the Chinese place, because it's always good to have a little different option, That's, I guess, the biggest thing about Dallas, too. Unfortunately, there's not really much out there. Like, not really, like, people have opened it, but nothing seems to last out there. And that's kind of the unfortunate thing about that area. I think it's too far, like, past where people from the valley don't really come up there. And so there's really people, it depends on people from Dallas, and it's obviously such a small rural area.
Interesting.
That nothing really seems to really last.
It's hard for.
It seems to be challenging for small places.
Mentioned that to me. I have no idea who the hell it was, but that sounds very familiar. That it's hard.
There aren't many locally owned places in Dallas.
It's hard for new restaurants to prosper in Dallas.
Yeah,
because they have to compete with the original ones.
Right.
Interesting.
That's what a new one just opened in like the Yallock Farms, which is like going towards like the lake, Harvey's Lake.
Yeah.
Which is more like a health food, almost like a. I know they have like fake meats, fake chicken and stuff. So I'm excited to go there. A lot of like smoothies. Almost it reminds me of one of those like tropical smoothie cafes, like that Playables.
Is that across the street from Fat Mike's?
Yes.
Fat Mike's and right in the corner.
Yep, right over there.
Yeah.
And they just opened. So I'm excited to go there to have some new options.
It's pretty cool.
So I think a local company. I think it is a franchise, but locally owned by people. So that's kind of cool to see happening up there.
There's an unnecessary roundabout.
Right.
I don't understand what that roundabout. That was the first time I went. I had to go to Harvey's Lake.
Yeah.
Last time I went to Harvey's Lake, there was no roundabout.
We got to mention Grotto Pizza at Harvey's Lake too. I guess that pretty much counts too.
They got good pizza. Grotto Pizza started in Wilkes-Barre, right? I believe.
I'm honestly not sure.
I believe Grotto's Pizza is a valley.
Oh, it's a valley thing. Yeah, totally.
I think it was Wilkes-Barre. I forget though.
I remember that the sports bar being up there my whole life. I remember like in the late '90s there was like a big fire there. That was like one of the bigger like local news stories. I remember the fire at Grotto's like sports bar or whatever.
Right in the lake, right?
Yeah, they took them like a while. They rebuilt it and everything.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah, that's where we usually go there and every Friday night in the summer and kind of eat pizza and sit by the lake and eat our pizza. And kind of,
I have to
it's
do
a beautiful
that.
Thing.
I have to remember to do that.
My favorite summer traditions.
I remember to do that. Jonathan's restaurant's pretty good too.
I've never been there.
Right across the street there.
Yeah.
They got good food there.
I think they're like fancy.
Yeah, they're fancy.
I'm not fancy.
They got a bar upstairs, restaurant downstairs. You're not gonna wear your Middleswarth potato chip vest there?
I should show them all up. Yeah.
Hey, I have a vest on. No. You wear my pizza coat.
No, I've always been a very not flashy person, especially with my dining and stuff like that. When it comes to it, so that's kind of where. I like fine dining. I like a 5-year-old sometimes when it comes down to it.
I wouldn't mind like fine dining is. I used to work in fine dining.
Every now and then, we definitely will treat ourselves and go out to a nice. I like a nice dessert every now and then too. So it's nice, but give me any days, give me a cheeseburger and some fries. I'm happy with it.
And some nice hoagie and some Pittston ketchup, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
What's your favorite hoagie?
Garrity's hoagie. I feel like they have the best hoagies, the best bread.
They got really good hoagies,
and they're generous too. Like, and I think they have like a 14-inch hoagie. You don't see that because sometimes you get like you want to go to like a. Whatever, you get like a 6-inch hoagie, it's not enough. Or like even like an 8-inch or a 10-inch. Sometimes you just need those extra like.
Wegmans is really good too. Their bread is. Fantastic.
I've had a couple from there, yeah.
So they're good. So we got Wegmans, right? Wegmans is probably 10 inches.
Yeah.
Maybe 12.
They do the small, medium, large. I feel like
so remember the one time I went there before work and I wanted to get a small because I wanted to cook something quick to eat. And the kid goes to me twice. You realize that it's only this big, right? I'm like, yeah. He's making it. He goes, you sure? So I go,
Like it's really small.
I'm looking around. I go, yeah. I go, put some more meat on there if you want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I just want a half. He was blown away by it because I always go in there for the bigger one. He goes, I was ordering wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for something I had Gary's. So the first time I ever had a Gary's Italian hoagie, the girl who made it for me, I've been chasing that exact hoagie since I got that one.
It depends who makes them.
Because when she made it, she was putting everything on there. Then she put the vinegar and oil on the top of the bun.
Okay, yeah.
It's soaked in, but not too far compared to putting it on the meat. And then it gets everywhere. And then it's soaking in. Then you get like the left side of the hoagie's too soggy.
Oh, that's the pro move, putting it on the bread.
And then she stacked everything up and she cut it. And that was my first. It was fantastic.
You ever go to Bingo's Hoagies in Swearsville?
No.
Oh man, same thing, so good.
Quick thing, like they quick grab and go, right?
Yeah, and that's the same thing. Like when they make them, they put them on there. We used to have, our warehouse used to be, I think it's on Slocum Street. Our warehouse used to be on the bottom of there.
Okay.
Being vegetarians, tiny little shop. It was like owned by like a woman, and I think her mom or her husband helped her sometimes. So it was always the same two people there.
Yeah.
Same thing. They pre-make all these like Italian hoagies. Pretty much, they have like 3 hoagies. That's pretty much it. So me being me goes in there and can I get a hoagie? I don't really eat meat, so like they after a while they finally added a veggie hoagie pretty much just for me. Started putting it on the menu, and it was like $3. It's like ridiculously cheap for hoagies. Like you can go there and get like a hoagie, a bag of Middleswarth chips, and a soda for like $5. And I think like even like nowadays it's probably not too far off from that. So like it's definitely like one of those little valley places, and that's where I remember like they always put the dressing on the bun first. I was like that was the secret, man.
What's on that veggie hoagie?
Sweet pepper, lettuce, cheese, and sweet peppers because they don't have tomato or anything.
No tomatoes and lettuce?
Tomatoes.
No tomatoes?
Oh, lettuce, yeah.
Okay, there's lettuce, but no tomatoes?
No, they don't have tomatoes.
They're like, fuck these tomatoes.
Yeah,
Right?
I was talking about kind of weirdest thing. I was like, we don't have tomatoes. Okay, I respect it.
What's your opinion on people mixing Middleswarth potato chips in chocolate milk?
I've never heard of that, but I guess
that seems to be a really. I mean,
really?
I've commented on how gross it is over some of my hot dog
drinking
reviews.
Milk while eating chips, or putting like chips in milk.
No. People are drinking chocolate milk, eating potato chips, and eating fucking hot dogs while drinking chocolate milk. That's disgusting.
My wife drinks milk with pasta. I thought that was kind of disgusting.
My girlfriend mentioned that. She goes, you have to drink milk while you're eating pasta.
Some people,
why do I have to? I go, I don't have to do that.
I don't get it, man. I can never drink milk with a meal.
Is it just women doing that? We need some feedback on milk with pasta and tomato sauce.
Yeah,
it's just so weird that you said that. My girlfriend just mentioned that last week. But my buddy, we went to Abe's. My first hot dog review. We went to Abe's on Main Street. My buddy Mike got a bag of chips, chocolate milk. I go, what are you doing with that chocolate milk? He goes, people love this. So I posted a picture of him doing it. It blew up. People are like, well, you're nuts for not doing it. I'm like, I can't imagine mixing chocolate milk with that hot dog and that chili sauce. That's just nasty. My stomach probably would fight that off.
Just like the viscosity of milk, just that thickness of it.
I drink milk. I put milk in my protein shake in the morning. That's my only milk of the day.
Yeah, I was never a milk fan. Again, I need like either soda or water, or like a juice with meal. You can't really.
I love a good. What's your favorite soda?
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
100%. Yeah.
I like RC in the can.
Oh man, RC is delicious.
If you were to choose to drink soda out of 3 vessels, the plastic bottle, can, or glass bottle, which one are you drinking out of?
Glass, can, and plastic.
That's my route too.
Yeah.
Soda in the plastic, I don't fucking know what's going on. No. It just sucks. I just saw something about Dr. Pepper that they're owned by their own company, but they don't have a bottling place. So Pepsi and Coca-Cola bottle it for them. That's why the bottles are different sometimes.
Yeah.
You ever see like Dr. Pepper will be in a Pepsi bottle and also be in a Coke plastic bottle.
I guess I never noticed that.
They both distribute. They both do it for whoever gets the best deal.
Diet Dr. Pepper is also really good. It's one of my favorites too.
I don't mind. That's actually not that bad.
We actually had a soda brand. We had Pocono Soda for a while. We did a Wilkes-Berry flavor, which was blue raspberry.
I thought it was gonna be the river.
No, I wish. We were like Susquehanna River water. No, we did that for a while. I've always kind of liked soda. There's a whole world, even like when you get into like craft sodas and everything too. So there's a whole lot of sodas out there too.
Okay.
It's a whole nother kind of like micro. I don't drink alcohol or anything, so that's kind of one of my things.
Neither.
I guess it's one of those things I kind of, you want something, especially when you go out, you want something that's not milk with your dinner, or just kind of like water. So it's nice when places you go to sometimes have like a little craft soda menu or everything kind of
craft soda. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I like?
I think it's getting more popular.
I like those fruit sodas. I can't think of the name of them. I just had one the other day.
Like the probiotic ones, or
No. You see them. I take a picture of it the other day. They're not in the soda aisle at Wegmans. They're more with like the ethnic foods over there. I forget what they are. It's like a fruit punch.
oh, like a black currant one or something.
There's fruit punch.
There's Vimto, which is really good.
I can't think of the name of it, but there's fruit punch. Fruit punch. I had fruit punch, and then I had a pineapple one. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. That's what a J, I think.
Oh, Doritos or something, is it?
Possibly.
Is it in a glass bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Fruit punch was.
I think it's a Mexican soda.
Mexican soda. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. That's the name of it.
Yeah, and they use different sugar. Even you can buy Mexican Coke and it has the real sugar in it too. It's not the high fructose corn syrup.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Once in a while, Aldi's will have that.
Yeah, sometimes you see it randomly.
They'll have the glass bottles every once in a while.
You pay a little bit more for it too, because again, I guess you're paying
it's
for
worth
the not cheap ingredients. But
I bought the soda. I bought Coca-Cola in the little small cans, thinking I wouldn't drink as many. I drink 3 of them.
I was gonna say
I drink 3 of them.
more.
Yeah, that's why I can't buy soda for the house.
Yeah, it's like a sip, man.
I get the sugar in me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You ready to try some of this? I want to try some of this. So,
yeah.
For those that aren't watching, we're gonna have some dill pickle fudge, created by Pocono. Who makes this for you? You guys make this yourselves?
Well, we work with a contractor who makes it.
It's your recipe?
Not our recipe. No.
Okay.
No, we just kind of we work with them to kind of create these flavors.
I got you.
And that's kind of what we do. Yeah, it's definitely it's unique.
I gotta blow my nose real fast.
That was
Brian, mark the time down for me blowing my nose. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No worries, man.
This was a lot worse on Sunday.
No worries. It's that time of year.
I was telling them earlier. I walked through some cigarette smoke on Saturday, and that was sometimes that's all I need.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's not a coincidence. My friend was like, "No, it's not possible." I'm like, "It is possible."
Yeah.
But I go, "This it happened like 10 times in my life, so it's not a coincidence, you know."
Yeah, you could be allergic to it.
I smoked for 25 years too.
Damn.
Oh God.
Your body's
I don't
recommend
recommend
it. Yeah.
I don't recommend it. I smoked Newport box.
Damn.
For 25 years.
Nice. Yeah.
Disgusting.
I pounded back some Newports in my day. That's for sure.
Then at the end of my addiction, the cigarette addiction, I smoked Marlboro 72s.
What are those?
Little small little Marlboro. They were Marlboro menthols, but they were smaller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cost the same. They were I smoke them right now if I had one. I wouldn't, but all right. We have dill pickle fudge.
Dill pickle fudge.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we launched that in like October of last year.
I cut this horribly.
First festival we took it to, I want to say it maybe sold out. It's had a good reception.
I lost that one on the ground.
It's casualty.
Yep. All right.
It's one of those things where
it just smells like a pure fucking pickle.
You'll get that taste too. It definitely has the taste. Like it's not. I don't think it's overly obnoxious. I feel like it's a balanced taste. Let me know what you think. It looks like you love it.
I gotta be honest. I don't like it.
It's a hit or miss thing. The people who like it love it, and the people who don't, like, same reaction. There's no middle ground with that at all. No one's like, oh, this is okay. Everyone's like, no, or this is awesome. The taste may linger.
I'm sweating a little bit from it.
Is it that bad?
I'm sorry, I don't like it. No, it's not. I'm just sorry, I don't like it. I feel
so
bad.
It makes Brian sweat.
I feel bad.
That's okay.
I'm going to guess that this one's going to be much better.
Much better. I mean, the pickle fudge, I don't eat it, honestly. So
people have, but people do like it.
People love it.
That's great.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
Have
I'm an okay pickle. I'm like, it's one of those things where
I love pickles. Does not mix up my fudge. So is it chocolate and pickle? Is there actual pickles in here? Pickle juice?
There's dill pickle extract, and it's like a vanilla base.
Oh man, I'm never getting that. I gotta get that out of my mouth.
That one's my favorite. The chocolate M&Ms. Mm-hmm. Those little crunchy M&Ms, they make it.
So you like Reese's peanut butter cups? I'm guessing, right?
I love them.
You try the peanut butter and jelly ones?
No, I haven't seen those yet. I saw them online, but
Turkey Hill and Pastry has them.
Okay, yeah. I like they did the caramel. That was really good. I feel like
amazing.
That was really good.
Yeah,
I love caramel too.
They were quite amazing. I remember the first time I had one of those. I was looking for them.
Yeah.
Incredible. You ever see they made the real bigger ones? So not the big cups.
Yeah.
It was bigger than that. I was like, but they were about this big.
No, I don't think so.
So the problem with those were, I only found them once. There was too much chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
Yeah.
So the peanut butter was lacking inside. Too much chocolate, which you never think you would say that, but.
No, I can see that. It definitely throws it off. That's probably a little sweeter.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Much better.
That's my favorite.
I stopped sweating now.
Good.
Much better.
Bring you back down.
It was either that or a crimp it immediately.
You got to cleanse the palate a little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Just drink some sauce.
You know Jay Nardone?
No.
Genoa Foods?
No.
So Genoa this is their brand, but he has his warehouse in Plains on the same road as Danko's Gym.
Yeah, that's a pretty big store.
Yeah,
Warehouse there, whatever.
Yeah, Jay, he supplies the whole area and beyond with pizza boxes, sauces, all kinds of stuff. He has a little storefront too.
Oh, nice.
You walk in there, the register's like 200 years old, and he has they have their own brands of Super Sod and like like Super Sod and like Italian meats.
Yeah.
But the warehouse itself, though, they ship everything. It's great.
Nice. I'll go check that out.
Really, really great. He's been one of my sponsors for a while.
Yeah. I was getting
Fudge is really good.
Yeah, I like it. It's probably my favorite.
I wonder how ketchup would taste on a dill pickle fudge.
That's all.
Wash it down with a glass of milk.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how that would go. I guess it'd be kind of like a hamburger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Remember, I think I told you the other day, like the idea of pickles and with cheese. I'm like, then again, like I eat cheeseburgers all the time.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My order from Burger King is I accidentally, my girlfriend, so Burger King in Wyoming makes the best Big Macs.
Okay.
I realized that they care about them. They put them together really nice. My girlfriend's from Wyoming, so I go, hey, grab me a Whopper before you come up. And for some fucking reason, I told her no onions. She was just messaging me the way you want it. For some reason, I messaged her no onion and no cheese. Doesn't come with cheese. I forgot to say no mayo. So she brought it. I like mayo only a little bit, not on a burger.
Yeah, I like a little bit.
Not on the burger.
Not too much now.
You know, she brought it to me. I took a shower. I'm getting ready to eat. I heat it back up in the microwave for 30 seconds. I bring it out. I'm ready to rock and roll. So I open it. All I see is just mayo. I go, what the fuck, right?
Disappointment.
I said to myself, I told you no mayo. She looks at me. She goes, no, you didn't. Or did she say, oh, did you? I'm so sorry. I'm like, hold on, let me look.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I didn't. I said no I said no mayo, no one. I said no onion, no cheese. I tried to wipe it off, but it was in everything.
It stays there.
It was just all over the place.
Yeah.
And cheese does not belong on a Whopper. It ruins the Whopper.
So I guess I haven't had a Whopper in a very long time,
but cheese, if it was meant to come with it, it would come with it.
I thought they did.
No, they don't. It's extra.
Okay.
It's extra, which is weird.
Yeah.
And then what's weird too, I always thought the Big Mac had 2 pieces of cheese on it, but it apparently only has 1.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of that stupid jingle in my head. 12 beef patties is whatever it is, you know.
Big Macs are good too.
Yeah.
But McDonald's they're sad looking McDonald's. The way they look now, they're very depressing.
Fast food in general.
BK's still lively, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I got 3 closing questions before we head out, all right?
Let's do it.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Anyone specific that you want to shout out? It's a great answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Having to be the same answer.
I don't know. It's a really hard question. Because again, they're all just so different.
That's exactly.
So it's kind of the same. Like if you want fried, Sicilian, square, round, it all.
So you enjoy all of them?
I enjoy all of them.
Yeah, me too.
Probably one of my favorite, I guess, would be Shelley's in Luzerne. I feel like that's one of the better ones. I could eat that
whole thing
anytime.
Whole thing,
all
no
day,
problem.
Yeah.
Nope. Great price too.
That's it.
I think it's like $13 for a regular pie.
I just get plain cheese. I want to say it's maybe like 10 or 12.
They got the big pepperoni slices.
Yeah.
I know you don't eat the pepperonis, but
no, they're a good business. They've been there forever, and it's always consistent.
Very nice.
Super nice people there. It's always clean.
There's another Shelley's.
That's one in Hanover or something.
And supposedly they had a little breakup.
I think there's some bad blood there. Yeah.
There's
a lot of places around
here. They got divorced with the husband and wife, aren't they?
I'm not 100% certain.
Somebody
honestly.
correct
I have
me.
no idea.
I could be spreading rumors around, but I'm not 100% sure. So
I have no idea.
That's my disclaimer for that one.
Yeah.
I just know that the pizza's great.
Yeah, I've never had that one.
I never had that one either.
No, I'm not usually over that way much. But if I am, I'll probably end up like Newtown Cafe. I feel like it's good over there. Then you have Jerry's right down the road too. So that's a tough.
Angelo's the one and only was my first ever sweet sauce pizza.
Yep.
And,
Luca Pizza over in West Pittston. I feel like it's really good. My friend Angelo's over that. And it's a good place.
Jim Melly Belly's coming and he's bringing pizza from there.
Oh, nice.
Me and Angelo became friends couple years ago.
Oh, nice.
Great
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, I've been going Luke is great. I go there at least once a week now. I've been hitting up Dino's.
So good.
I had Angelo and his brother Peter
Yeah.
on the podcast last year. I was just down in Florida. I was going to go see their other brother, Vitalio.
Right.
But something happened. I couldn't go see him, though. Then he went to Vegas, and then he did the pizza contest again.
Oh, nice. That'd be cool.
And then Tony Carmelli.
I saw he won that, didn't
He won the best of best 2 years in a row.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their pizza, too. They're always at Tomato Festival.
Yep, the New Columbus, excuse me.
New Columbus,
I went to his spot last year. Not last year, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. And the first one he made me, he's like, I can't give you that one. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm starving. He's like, I can't give you that one, bro. He goes, you have to wait. I'm like, all right. So I'm in the kitchen with all of his sisters. And it was there was like 6 of them in there. The whole operation, like one person's doing it, one person's doing that. And it was a fun afternoon.
Yeah, that's
it was
cool.
a really, really fun. Nice drive up there. Like
It's kind of like far, not far.
It's up
about
near.
an hour
It's
or
up.
so.
It's up there, and I want to say Bloomsburg. It's up towards Jim Thorpe.
Oh, okay.
Take
That's
the
a nice
back
area
way.
up there. Okay,
Beautiful ride.
It is, yeah.
And they told me make sure I go back the way I came, because if not, I get stuck into that fall foliage traffic. People watching this. So it was a
crazy up there.
It was a nice ride. The pizza was really, really great.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. You're on death row for whatever reason. All right. What's your last meal?
Probably going to be,
It can be anything you want. The answer is vague. It can be whatever you want because it's your last meal.
I'm going to say pizza and chocolate chip cookies.
That's good.
That's
Milk
it,
with
man.
that? You drink
No
milk
milk.
with that?
Diet
No
Coke.
milk with that. Diet Coke?
Pizza, chocolate chip cookies, and warm chocolate chip cookies and a Diet Coke.
That sounds great.
They've got to be warm, like the crumble style, or whatever, like insomnia cookies, like game changer. So
What kind of cookies?
insomnia or like crumble or those warm?
Somebody brought up insomnia. That's the big thing right now. The insomnia cookies.
Yeah, I feel like they're a little bit different. Crumble is like the kind of like bigger and they're gooier, or insomnia is kind of like
the same crumble. You're saying crumble
different.
cookie?
Crumble cookie is like a different chain. Where insomnia,
Yeah.
I feel like they were
Same
around
idea.
a lot longer.
Okay, I never heard insomnia was the same thing, but crumble cookies.
Yeah,
They're pretty good.
they're good.
They're pretty good. You get these people online like, oh, that's got 8,000 calories. Yeah, there's 17 servings in that thing you're getting right there.
That's a stomach ache waiting to happen.
All right, so pizza, chocolate chip cookies, and Diet Coke.
That's my
Awesome.
I'll die happy to do there.
What food could you eat 24/7? Only food you could eat. You can't eat anything else the rest of your life. One particular food. It could be I guess it could kind of like be a meal. It can't be anything crazy. What kind of food are you eating 24/7?
Good sandwich.
What's on the sandwich? You can't change it.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Some type of fake meat. I don't know what yet. Maybe fake ham, maybe, or
What's fake ham taste like? Is it from a
real
fake
ham,
pig?
but
Is it
just
from a
fake.
fake pig?
Yeah, I haven't had meat in so long. To me, it's kind of the same. Or ham, I guess, even when I did eat meat when I was like a young teenager, ham was always like my favorite. Like really the only, the only meats I ate, I think. Like
the big hams my
Yeah.
parents would make.
It's like a ham and cheese sandwich. I've always been like just
Yeah.
a sandwich dude in a way. That's pretty much it. Like a nice sandwich, cheese, lettuce, some tomato.
What kind of
something
bread?
Good. White.
All right,
Slightly toasted.
You're eating that the rest of your life.
Yeah, I could do it. I think so.
I don't know. Pizza's the best answer for that one too.
Yeah. I feel like I get sick of that though. I feel like I need some vegetables in there. That's why you need a little bit of something, I guess.
You need some vitamin C.
Some fiber, yeah.
Vitamin C is not going to work out if you don't get some vitamin C. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good answers.
Yeah.
Good answers. Some good answers leading up to like over the past almost year of doing episodes was somebody said Thanksgiving dinner. I kind of let that go by. I was like, that was a good answer.
Yeah.
That was a good answer.
Yeah.
Somebody said like, I want to eat light before I die. They're like, man, I want some chicken and some rice before I die. I don't want to be too full. Cracked me up.
Yes. Yeah. Being healthy in the afterlife,
One person's answer was Red Lobster's biscuits.
Those are good.
They are good.
They're real good.
I used to work at Red Lobster.
Yeah. I don't know I think I'd rather Olive Garden breadsticks, but Red Lobster biscuits are good.
Saw somebody do an Olive Garden breadstick with a hot dog inside of it.
It's actually probably not
Or a
bad.
hot dog bun.
That's actually probably pretty good.
I bet it was quite amazing.
That's a good idea.
Put a little cheddar.
Yeah.
Are there fake hot dogs too?
There are. They're
Just
pretty
fake
good.
everything.
Yeah.
Just fake everything.
Fake everything, yeah.
Like I said, I've had some of the vegan stuff, and it's not bad. It's not my jam, but
Yeah.
it's also not that bad. 2 weeks their own, man.
Yeah.
Before we head out, please, I want to tell the listeners where they could find your stuff and place some orders. How that works. All right, bro?
Yeah, we're online at northeastsnacks.com, Instagram, Facebook. You can order there. We usually run sales throughout the any major holidays. We'll pretty much run a sale around. You can get free shipping or some money off around there. All of our products are on there, and we'll ship them right out to you wherever you are in America.
Don't forget you could buy pickled
Pickle fudge.
Pickle fudge.
Still pickle fudge.
I just got a whiff of again.
A good whiff.
I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I stopped by your warehouse the other day because I got to tell you to bring the vests, bring some chips, and we got to try the chocolate fudge.
Yeah.
And now my germs are all over this fudge now, so I'm assuming
It's all yours, man.
I have to be good though for next week or so. But I can't blow it up for my tournament next week.
No, I don't want to do that to you.
It's 189. If I'm 2 pounds over, I gotta go. I'm already going with the younger guys because there's no older guys competing. I'm going all the 30-year-olds. I need to be a little lighter. If I go up 10 more pounds, it'll be a little more disadvantage for me. But I'm ready to rock and roll. My last blue belt tournament.
That's awesome.
I'm ready to get after it for a while. Yeah. So, Albert, thank you so much for coming on Food Fight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I want to thank all my listeners. I want to thank my sponsors, and I want to thank everybody's support in the Valley and beyond.
Thank you,
Albert. Welcome to Food Fight, and thank you for being on Food Fight.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, man.
Awesome.